Okay. Have a good one. God. Yeah, alright, DJ. Well, you take care, man. All right. I'm just chilling. I'm gonna just play some racing games. I'm hanging out. If anybody wants, I'll be streaming it. But I really like Forza, man. It's really fun. I like racing games. I think they're underrated. Okay, I'll probably come to bed later. I'm sorry I missed that. What was that? I remember they were like really big, like in like PS1, PS2, and kind of into the PS3 generation. And then they just kind of disappeared. I just wish like Gran Turismo wasn't a Sony exclusive. Like I wish I could play it on my PC. Yeah. And if they don't have real cars in it, like, nope, you don't get a big draw. I'm not gonna lie, my favorite racing game though was a PS3 game called Split Second. Didn't even use any licensed cars, but the whole thing was like it was a reality show racing like event, and anybody on the track could like, you know, you'd get points and stuff by drifting or you know, lapping people or drift, you know, or all sorts of different stuff, and drafting even. And you'd after you built up some points, you could activate triggers on the map that would completely like blow up the map, and it'd blow up people behind you or change the map behind you or stuff. Like there's one event where you blow up the track and it takes you onto an airfield to cut through the race, and like you and everyone else has to dodge a landing like 747 mid-race. Like it's just stuff like that. It's really cool. And I missed that. That was fun. Oh, they do. It's exorbitant. It's ridiculous. Well, you're right, because that's what it used to be. Like back at PS1, PS2 era, like the car companies were happy to have them in it. Yeah, and then I don't know, somehow along the way it reversed, and the games were paying the companies. I don't know how that happened, but it should have never happen.
But 60% of the crime, it's quite clear, was done by just those 6%. Living right here, that's not a magic curse or destiny or fate. It's crimes per person, not the totals. The key per capita, per capita. Don't let the big totals fool you and me. Per capita, per capita. It's boring old math, but it sets you free. You see, when you look at the total, it makes quite the impressive claim. But when you divide by the people, the picture isn't quite the same. So the next time someone throws a scary number at you, just smile very sweetly and whisper, "But what about that thing called per capita?" Like a math-savvy bard with a mischievous grin, you weaponize arithmetic one fraction
I gotta
per spin.
mess something up.
You see, when you divide by the people, those two magical little words have a remarkable tendency to deflate the moral standing of one particular faction. Statistics don't take sides. They merely sit there, quietly exposing whoever can't do third-grade division. Per capita, per capita.
Oh, it's break is way too fixed. Okay, fixed. Cool. Now we got
Totals for you and me. Per capita, from taxes to crime to the GDP. Per capita, do the math, and then you're free. And that, my friends, is why we always check per capita.
all right, guys. Take care.
And remember,
I'm gonna head out.
don't let friends skip denominators.
Yeah, you too. Look forward to playing more Helldivers, man. It was fun. We just need practice. I was so bad. I couldn't even remember how to ping objectives for like the first 20 minutes.
He woke up every morning just trying to build a life. Welded steel and honest work.
All right, take care, guys.
Kept his head down through the fight. They took his land, they took his name.
What's up, wonderful people?
They laughed while he went broke, till the only thing he had left was a Komatsu. And with that,
I'm starting up some Forza. Thought I'd just hang out with some, racists or something.
he spent 3 days and 3 nights behind a welding mask.
I mean, that's what they'd call you, right? I mean,
Yellow iron into something no one could get past. No speeches, no goodbye notes, no
yeah, it
final
doesn't
grand
matter because I mean, like, words don't have meaning
Just the
anymore. So
sound
like,
of steel on steel and a heart that said, "Let's go." He rolled
yeah, they've kind of flipped that word, haven't they? Kind of like they did liberal.
no one could see coming. 6 tons of armor, thunder in the engine drumming. They called him Killdozer as he came down the street. And for one single day, no one could stop the beast. They threw everything they
Yeah.
had at
They were funding the KKK. It's like not enough racism. I guess we need to pay for it to make it happen. Otherwise, we're gonna not have a lot of credit.
Every building that fell before him felt the weight of what he'd lost. One man against the system, and the system paid the cost. They called him crazy when the smoke finally cleared. Said the man had lost his mind, that he'd gone too far, that's clear. But the ones who knew him best just stood there with a quiet respect for the man who fought the system till there was nothing left. He rolled out of the shop like a storm no one could see coming. 6 tons of armor, thunder in the engine drumming. They called him Killdozer as he came down the street. And for one single day, no one could stop the beast. He tore through the town like a judgment long overdue. No barricades or plans they made could stop him from getting through. And as if blessed by God's own righteous fury, no innocents would get hurt. The guilty reaped the whirlwind and got their just deserts. Years go by and people still talk about the man in the machine, the one who finally said enough when the system got too mean. Some see a madman, some see a saint who finally broke free. But everybody knows what it's like when you can't breathe. He rolled out of the shop like a storm nobody saw coming. 6 tons of armor thundering, the engine drumming. They called him Killdozer as he rolled down the street for one single day. The common man could not be beat.
Alright, we're here. All right. Oh, yeah. Alright, I'm back. I heard you, man. I was just AFK for a second. I have wireless headphones, but I'm back. Let's go. Oh, dude, I see his Be Right Back tweet with the Batman, but it's like Batman the Animated Series, which was such a good Batman, let's be real. I didn't at the time, I didn't appreciate it as much, I think, at the time, but looking back, it was pretty adult for kids. Like, it was pretty serious for a kid's show, and it was really dark also for a kid's show. Like, I mean, just the art style. No, what are you calling the original? Because... Yeah, Batman the Animated Series. That's the one I'm talking about. No, Batman Beyond was okay. It was... I wasn't really a fan, but it was okay. No, Batman the Animated Series is like the original, like, 95, whatever, era Batman. And I think to this day, it was really good for kids. Like, it was pretty serious for a kid's show. It was dark aesthetically, like, for a kid's show. I honestly, I've seen some of the other Batman episodes from the other generations of Batman they've tried to do since, and I don't think that they do them justice compared to that one. Oh, wow, yeah, I didn't really get far into them. I just watched them, and I'm just like, they don't have the same vibe, you know, they don't have the same gritty, dark, mysterious, serious vibe, you know, they're goofier, sillier. Is that why he's always in a suit? I don't know much about, like, the action. I've never really been a full comic book nerd. Like, I've always made a distinction that there's a difference between nerds and geeks. And I'm more of a nerd. And geeks like comic books, D&D and stuff like that. And nerds like physics and rockets, you know? Or economics, like me. Yeah, you know, there's definitely a lot of overlap, too.
Yards, turn right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like the aesthetic of that particular one. I also was a big fan of the Spider-Man at the same time period, Peter Parker. Yeah. The Amazing, is that what it was? The Amazing Spider-Man? Well, before it was X-Men 97, yeah. Like, I need to catch up on that, actually. I've been wanting to watch that on Disney+. Because I really liked watching the original X-Men back in the day. That's for sale. Yeah. I don't know. We had it pretty good growing up with that stuff. We really did. Season 4 of what?
How much? I work, I sweat, I pay, I bleed.
Wait, they really? I don't even remember that. I thought those were two totally different shows. Okay, I've just never seen season 4, I guess, then. I don't know. Thank God. That's terrible. Well, now you know why there was no season 5. Yeah, no, they're... Yeah, I get your complaint now. I just didn't have a reference point for it before now. Yeah, I can see that, yeah. That's so weird. That's just weird. Why'd they do that? Yeah. But to your point, we didn't have the DEI stuff. I mean, you're right. We didn't. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not really interested in the dilemmas and life issues of a 25-year-old transgender black lesbian woman. You know, I'm sorry. I can't relate. You know, and considering that all the complaints from these people are inclusion, obviously you should be able to understand why I don't want to watch that fucking garbage, right? Like, but no. I think that, like, we just need to take the same approach to them. It's like, no, it's straight, and you need to sit there and like it, and if you don't, it's only because you're bigoted. You know, like, it's just... I'm seriously done having legitimate arguments with these people. I really am. Everything I do now is just mocking. It's just like, I'm going to take your argument, invert it, and then be a complete stubborn asshole and pretend I don't understand where you're coming from for the next half hour. Like,
But XX and XY still don't care about you. Oh, you'll never be a woman. Though the activists all scream that you can wear the dress and buy the
I don't use...
but you'll never
I never use names, and I also am super sweet, so like I make it sickeningly sweet for them to like. So the whole time I'm mocking them, I'm also like, oh man, dude, you know, I can totally relate. If you ever need a hug or, you know, a sympathetic ear, I'm here for you. You know, like I do that while I'm taunting them, and I never let it escalate into name calling.
And march in all your parades, demand the dictionaries, rewrite the rules that nature made. Call it inclusive, call it kind, call it true. Everyone knows it isn't.
That's the problem. See, you're trying to accomplish the impossible, right? Because you're like, they need to know that they're retards. But if they're retards, they would be incapable of knowing, right? So you're kind of stuck there.
Ovaries, not oppression or bombs. You'll post your dysphoria in filters and flare. Yet biology just shrugs with its unfeeling stare. No hormone, no vote, no law passed in haste can turn a man's skeleton into a woman's waist. Oh, you'll never
Yeah, no, that's good. And just retweet it or something.
Though the activists all scream that you can wear the dress and buy the purse, but you'll never quite manage the feminine curse. And really, that's what makes this whole performance such a terribly.
What I try to do, the way I see it, is I try to basically put on a show. Everything I'm doing is for everybody else who's watching. It has nothing to do with the person I'm arguing with. That's why I don't get to name calling or being mean. I'm gonna make them look like the asshole at the end of the conversation. So not only are they stupid, but they're mean stupid. I get where you're coming from, though, dude. I really used to feel very similar to you, but I've just... You need to go a level deeper, and when you realize, like, they're stupider than you're giving them credit for, it'll start clicking. Other people, like people that respond and are just angry, yeah. Because they'll go straight to the like they'll accuse you of pedophilia or being a rapist, or they'll wish it on you, right? And they go straight to 10 immediately. Like there's no warm up. There's no, dude, I hope you step on a Lego. Well, I hope you get farted on by a dog. You know, it doesn't escalate at all. It's just boom, 10 right away, because they are hateful people. I just responded to them for you. So they said, your future is one of enslavement to Zog billionaires and until you are dumped by your mixed race grandchildren in a retirement home, right? So I just said, that honestly sounds like a joyride compared to what is happening to Europe. Thanks for the well wishes. Oh yeah, and I put a happy face too. You know, just to lean into the... This shit not working. What is going on? What? Oh, okay, but... Dude, I feel that the smug, dude. Like, I swear to God, every time I'm talking to one of these people, it's just like, I'm so good. Oh, I'm such a good person. Yeah. You know, it's like, oh my God, dude, what's happening right now? And that's another thing too, is like they'll argue with you and they'll be like, you just want poor people to die or something like that, right? It's like, I've never been in an argument with somebody and been like, no, they just want everybody they dislike to just die. You know, I've been like, I'm sure that they have some kind of reasoning, or, you know, there's, you know, I'm trying to understand where they're coming from. But like every time with these people, like, they can't even imagine you might have a reason or logic that you've come to conclusions to. It's just, you're a bad person, so you have bad motivations, so you want bad things to happen, so you vote bad. Like, holy fuck, dude. Chill. Thank you. Too easy. I'm gonna fucking knock you out, buddy. I don't give a fuck. If you do to me, I'm gonna treat you the same way, asshole. Alright. Oh, bad. Ice. Okay. We're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. Hands off the wheel. We did that one. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Two and a half seconds difference. That's good. Got a new car. Got a new car. That. Alright, go there. No, that's... There we go.
In 400 yards, turn sharp right. Turn sharp right. In 400 yards, turn left.
Oh, I didn't mean to ping it up.
Turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
I was getting there. Buggy's been off. Okay, I got it. This is the festival. It's my current championship. It's my current championship.
Disappear. They swore the Arctic ice would vanish any year. They swore the ocean soon would swallow every coastal town. But 20 years have come and gone, and the ice is still around. Tuvalu cried, "We're sinking fast" at the United Nations Hall, while the coral reefs were harvested and sold off, one and all. The islands didn't vanish, they just kept on standing tall. But the fear kept flowing freely, and the money flowed with all. The science was settled, they shout with righteous fire, while the data kept on screaming that the models were a liar. They dodged and even lecture like it was some kind of game, and heaven help the child who dared to ask again. They'll never say they're sorry, they'll never face the cost. They just move the goalposts and the grift goes marching on. The fear is long since faded, but the money
I've gotta use that.
like royalties from terror that they peddled with such skill.
Oh, I hate this already. Oh, I hate this. I don't want to do this.
Now they found found a brand new monster, shiny, bright and new. Artificial intelligence, it's gonna end us all, it's true. They scream we need more power, more rules, more chains in place, while they attack the ones who build it, trying to take us all to space. Digital IDs, their latest plea to seal our future tight, to finally close the vice and keep the future out of sight. The mild little cancel culture from the days of old.
This is what I'm talking about. All right.
To a monster that will demand total control. Oh, it was an inconvenient truth. A most convenient load of you know what. They scared us once, they'll scare us twice.
We got this. We got what? Shit. Yeah, okay. Good. Yeah, sorry. Good. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Nope. I was hoping that would happen, actually, to some extent. Gotta catch up to these guys now. Oh, is that the finish? No, it's a checkpoint. Okay. Must have laps. Yeah, 3. Match position. I took a second to read, but that was a mistake. Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up hard. Okay. Get the fuck out of my way. Two or three laps. Got it. We're on 3 of 3. Every time I look up to find out what my track position is, I'm screwing myself. Welcome back. As long as I don't fuck it up, I got this. That is the finish. Hands off the wheel.
Without a name, like the black thing from forgotten tales, it rolled across the stars and veils, enforcing wonder, uniform shade, crushing every spark that disobeyed. It made its home where laughter reigned, twisted joy into chains of shame, to Pandora's of the modern age. So we quit and Anita Sarkeesian lifted the lid on the forbidden jar, unleashed the howling storm of war. False accusations, public scorn, one innocent soul was crushed and torn, driven to the final silent night, a casualty of their holy fight. This is the first stand for the light we built with our own two hands. This is the first stand. We are the gatekeepers of game again. We held the line when
Oh, that's...
others would capitulate. This was the first stand. This was Gamergate. Then rose the herald voice of stone. Total biscuit called across the zone. His words cut the
Oh, hey, don't fuck up my windshield. Dude, fucking up my car. We're pretty far back now. I got a good lead. I can probably maximize it even further. That went a lot better.
This was game again. The first day, the warrior still remains. Game again. A well-meaning activist stood up with great zeal and said rent control is the way we should feel. It helps the poor stay in the homes they hold dear. Then our little professor just smiled ear to ear. You say rent control will keep prices low, so the poor can afford a nice place to go. You freeze the rent, you pass the law with great pride, but here's the equation you've been trying to hide. Landlords can't raise a rent to cover repairs, so the building falls apart, nobody cares. The roof starts leaking, the pipes start to burst. The wiring is ancient, the heat doesn't work. No money for maintenance, the value declines. The owner says, sorry, I just can't afford to fix up this.
Oh my god, that's insane.
I'm selling it.
Oh my god. That skit. Oh my god, I've never seen that before.
Crumbles, the value declines.
That's
until one day
terrifying.
a developer drops by with designs. He buys it for pennies.
I know.
Tears it all down and puts up some luxury condos in town. Now the sales shoot up like a rocket in June. The old tenants are gone, they were priced out too soon. Are now living farther away from their jobs and their kin, while the activists smile and raise up their chins. You preach with such passion, so loud and so pure, convinced that good intentions are all that endure. You never stop to think of the third order costs, just happy to signal you're one of the good ones, no matter the loss. It's the gentrification equation, the cure that creates a much worse situation. You freeze the rent to help those in need, but you only succeed in planting the seed of gentrification. It's the gentrification equation, the policy that causes its own damn creation. You meant to do good, but the math doesn't lie. You just made the problem much worse by and by. And that, my friends, is the gentrification equation. Class dismissed. In this enlightened age of peace and understanding, let's take a closer look at a most remarkable man. Some call him the final prophet, mercy to all mankind, but history tells a slightly different tale. You'll find he was an illiterate pedophile warlord, couldn't read or write, or so the hadiths record, but somehow he dictated the perfect holy book while marrying little girls. Take a second look. Aisha was 6 when he took her as bride, 9 years old when he took her to bed that night. Consummated, such a delicate word they choose for a 53-year-old man and the child he'd use. Oh, the illiterate pedophile warlord, he conquered by the sword and married by the score. He'd execute the poets who dared to disagree, then take their widows home for a little mercy. The illiterate pedophile warlord, what a progressive guy. He hired a scribe to write down what he'd receive, a clever fellow named Abdullah, as the stories weave. But when the scribe caught him changing verses on a whim, he realized the whole thing was made up by him. He left the faith, he ran away, he called the bluff. The warlord didn't like it when people called his bluff. Kill the apostate was the merciful decree. wives and concubines by the dozen, all perfectly halal for the final prophet chosen. Oh, the illiterate pedophile warlord, he wrote the rules himself. Isn't that just grand? Critics get the sword and the girls get the bed, and they tell you it's perfect, just don't use your head. The illiterate pedophile warlord, truly the mercy to all mankind. Oh, the illiterate pedophile warlord, what a progressive guy.
Hey, Valor.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 yards, turn right. In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right. In 100 yards, turn left. In 400 yards, turn right.
Fancy a Lancia? Check the photo. It's around here somewhere.
Turn right.
Dude. Speaking. So, fun fact about kimonos is one time I was at a party once, and some dude came up to me and started chewing me out for cultural appropriation because it was Japanese New Year, and my wife's Japanese, right? And it was great because what wound up happening was my wife walked up and started just basically getting in his face and yelling at him like, are you aware of how Japanese traditions work? Are you going to be the one that tells me who gets to inherit our outfits? Is that how this? And he just shut the fuck up. Like, she just did an Uno reverse on his fucking ass, and he just like disappeared. Who'd we lose? Is Valor still here, or was that who left? But yeah, it was good time. Good time.
In 400 yards, turn sharp left.
We got 0.6 miles? No, yeah, 0.6.
Turn sharp left. Arrived at your destination.
Yeah, I know. It's literally 3 for me, but I literally slept most of the day. I'm kind of pushing it. Oh yeah, hey Zayla. Oh well. Real quick, do you know somebody named Test? Okay, cool. He suggested that I watch your streams, so I gave you a subscription like 2 or 3 days ago because of that. Just a heads up. Okay, I just wanted to let you know that he's out there recruiting for you. He's a cool dude. That's what happened. Okay, sorry about that, Valor. It's autastic. It's like autism and fantastic. The root of it is when I was back in California, I would be able to solve problems that nobody else could, and they would call them my autastic moments of inspiration. So. Yeah, I was worried it was me for a second too. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, I'm gonna pretend like nothing happened, and then maybe it'll blow over. Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah, I gotta remember, I can't give this fucker any ammunition. Yeah. Like, if I tell you what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, okay, so if I tell you what I don't like, you're gonna go around and spread rumors that I do exactly that thing that I don't like. Who's boss lady? Oh. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I like straight shooters, man. See, I'm a different breed of weird. Like, I'm the person who goes on like a wild tangent about like how Marx wasn't even an economist because, you know, he didn't even come up with the value, a way of determining value, which is what economists do essentially. So. What is this? How do you... What? Overlay chat. Thank God it's... If you really want, if you want a good laugh, just on the same subject, there's a song called Smash or Pass about Pokemon.
notes, no final grand manifesto. Just the sound of steel on steel and a heart that said, let's go! He rolled out of the shop like a storm no one could see coming. 6 tons of armor, thunder in the engine drumming. They called him Killdozer as he came down the street. And for one single day, no one could stop the beast. They threw everything they had at him, bullets, bombs, and prayers. But he just kept on rolling like he didn't even care. Every building that fell before him felt the weight of what he'd lost. One man against the system, and the system paid the cost. They called him crazy when the smoke finally cleared. Said the man had lost his mind, that he'd gone too far, that's clear. But the ones who knew him best just stood there with a quiet respect for the man who fought the system till there was nothing left. He rolled out of the shop like a storm no one could see coming. 6 tons of armor, thunder in the engine drumming. They called him Killdozer as he came down the street. And for one single day, no one could stop the beast. He tore through the town like a judge.
They should put like an irritant in the water or something. Like that would be smart.
Barricades of plans they made could stop him from getting through. And as if blessed by God's own righteous fury, no innocents would get hurt. The guilty reaped the whirlwind and got their just desserts.
And sometimes they're not.
Years go by and people still talk about the man in the machine, the one who finally said enough when the system got to me. Some see a madman.
They had a real problem. My father-in-law was in the Navy, and they had a real problem with losing gay members of the Navy.
He rolled out of the shop like a storm nobody saw coming. 6 tons of armor, thunder in the engine.
Yeah, it was a thing. In fact, one of his jobs for a short term was to completely escort, like, he was like higher ranked, and he had to escort this other gay person on the ship just so that somebody else, so they wouldn't throw him overboard because it was so common. I mean, I don't know how it is now, but like, I mean, this was, you know, like 70s, 80s. Yeah, I can imagine. No, I can understand why. Well, I mean, when you have a low population of women in a high density of men, it is just natural that there's going to be problems every time in history. You meant ratio. Ratio. Yeah, it just might give you different. I had one real eye-opening experience. Because for a while I was doing I was doing data work, installation stuff, and I worked for a dentist office. Well, go ahead and say what you're gonna say. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of men for that's basically 10 men to every woman. Yes, right, and then like because they're whores, then you get competition among the men, and you get attachment from the woman, which causes more competition among the men every time. It's just biology, dude. Like it has nothing to do with the military or anything. It's just you could put those same people on a fucking island, you get the same fucking situation 100 times out of 100. It's a ratio problem. It's whenever you have like 1 woman to 10 men. If you have, 4 women to every 5 men, then the problem's a lot more dealt with. You know what I mean? The worse that ratio gets, the worse the problem becomes.
Okay, Rookie, what do you want to do now? Turn around when it is safe to do so. Yards. Turn left. Turn left. In 400 yards, turn left. Turn left. In 400 yards, turn left.
Anyways, what I was gonna say is I had one. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Turn left.
Anyways, long story short, I was working at this dentist office for just a one-day job, and there were all these women who were, you know, not the dentists, and like I was in the lunch break room working, and no joke, not only were they bad-mouthing each other and shit like that, like hella hard, like it was ridiculous. They were tearing each other down. It was so hard about women who weren't there. But one of the women actively, literally, I'm just sitting here doing a one-day job inside the lunchroom. And one of the women literally had to come over here and like tell me a story about how bad the person they hated was in the office. And I'm like, what do I need to know? I don't need to know. Why are you going out of your way to try to let me know about how awful your coworker is? I think his computer died again. And don't get me wrong, I love women, but man, they can be competitive.
You have arrived at your destination.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. What do you have running? Did you have the same things running the first time? Yeah, that's a good. Sorry, I'm just in a race.
Looking forward to the Rush event? It'll be a cold one, apparently. I'm gonna keep hitting races to qualify. I'll see you there, right?
You can change your name, your clothes, your entire career. But biology, I'm afraid, remains stubbornly biological. You can take the pills and grow the hair, demand new pronouns with a righteous glare. You can ban the words that make you blue, but XX and XY still don't care about you. Oh, you'll never be a woman, though the activists all scream that you can. You can wear the dress and buy the purse, but you'll never quite manage the feminine curse. You'll never be a woman, no matter what the surgeon scalpel achieves. You'll never know that special monthly grief, and no amount of tic-tac fallout will make anyone around you believe. So wave your little flags and march in all your parades. Demand the dictionaries rewrite the rules that nature made. Call it inclusive, call it kind, call it true. Everyone knows it isn't but you. You can scream at the stars and curse out the sky. Demand that the cosmos rewrites how you were born and why. You can cancel the scientists, teachers and moms, but XX still means ovaries, not oppression or bombs. You'll post your dysphoria in filters and flair, yet biology just shrugs with its unfeeling stare. No hormone, no vote, no law passed in haste can turn a man's skeleton into a woman's waist. Oh, you'll never be a woman, though the activists all scream that you can. You can wear the dress and buy the purse, but you'll never quite manage the feminine curse. And really, that's what makes this whole performance such a terribly amusing show of self-importance.
You know, take advantage of the situation, just call it here. Get some sleep tonight. Alright, guys.